the banks do fraud and robo-signing, and they get away with it. I mean, all these are federal offenses. If I did it, I would be sitting in federal penitentiary right now, but they can do it and get away with it, and that's not fair. I fought the cancer and I fought the injury, so now I'm here to fight U.S. Bank for my home. They found a lot of fraud in my documents, and I was in modification process when the time that my house was sold on the courthouse steps. I am a 20-year police veteran with City of Atlanta Police Department. I had an on-the-job injury, and I had to retire on a disability. In 2009, I was diagnosed with multiple myeloma, so blood and bone cancer, which threw me in a financial strain and a loss of income. I'm here from Atlanta because I have been foreclosed on by U.S. Bank, which was an illegal foreclosure, and GMAC. I'm here to try to see if they would show a little compassion and talk with me, or come to some type of solution whereas I can get my home back. Right now, I'm going through the eviction process. If it had not been for Occupy Atlanta, I would be outdoors already. But they stopped and they helped me. They are the ones that's really helping me to push this and fight this cause. They were a blessing to me.
We printed off over 20,000 of these signatures. Every single one of them represent somebody in the United States that says, hey, GMAC, U.S. Bank, y'all need to do the right thing, keep this woman in their house. But that's not all we brought. We brought 2 months worth of pay stubs to prove that Jacqueline Barber can afford the loan on market value price on that house. And you know, it's just a sad shame that in Atlanta, most of the south of the city is 50% empty, and these banks continue to put folks out of their homes. Well, Occupy Homes Atlanta has been working side by side with Minnesota since last December 6th when we launched a National Day of Action. So we're almost at that year anniversary of us being a national coalition. In Atlanta, we have won 8 homes from the banks. We have been able to help 2 churches reclaim their land from the bank, one that was facing eviction, and right now we're fighting on behalf of a farm.
People across the country going through the same situations that I'm going through.
It's taken Jackie out of remission with her cancer because of the stress. And so now she's fighting to get back into remission. And she can pay her mortgage. It just needs to be affordable mortgage. Worked extra jobs. I think all police officers know what that is. That's off-duty jobs that we work to supplement our income. She's done that for a number of years to take care of her family.
Started out as a beat officer in Zone 4, and I was on the beat officer for about 2 years before I went to a special investigation section where I worked undercover narcotics for 10 years. And from there, I went to the fugitive squad where I kicked in doors and looked for fugitives. After that, I went to the airport, and I was the only female detective at the airport. Let's not let the banks use law enforcement to do their dirty work. Right. Unjust evictions, whereas it's like today I'm being evicted and an officer would have to come put me out, and then the next day I might have to go and put that officer out. The bank should be responsible for their own dirty work. Let them get their own eviction team set up to do the evictions and not use law enforcement.
Not only are our police resources being wasted on wrongful foreclosures and evictions, but here in Minneapolis, the city has decided to use our resources to prosecute activists who are standing up against unjust foreclosures. At the Cruz family house, 37 people were arrested over the course of about a week. Drop the charges now! Drop the charges now! Drop the charges now!
We were staying on our friend's property because it is their house, charging me with a gross misdemeanor of tomahawk, with a gross misdemeanor of riot. And I teach children. It's a violent gross misdemeanor. If this charge were to go through, I would no longer be able to teach children.
We're not broke as a nation. We just got some backwards priorities, and we're here today not just to prioritize keeping Jacqueline Barber in the house, but all of the other folks across America that are facing foreclosure, facing eviction, and are already on the street. There is enough to go around. Our next step, very much like Occupy Homes Minnesota, is taking on this issue of boarded up eyesores in our community, empty houses. The banks have been taking our homes since, 2008. We're going to start taking some of theirs, and we're going to put folks that have been displaced in them. And this is how we'll continue to build power and write that next chapter for the Occupy Homes movement?
I have my home with my daughter and 4 grandkids, and they're ranging from 3, 4, 6, and 10. And that's my main concern, is keeping a roof over their heads. This is the only home they've ever known. And it's kind of hard to, right here at Christmas time, telling the babies that they can't put their Christmas tree up because we may be evicted.